Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kai and this is Hot People Read. So for today's video, we are going to be tier ranking the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Bear in mind, there are going to be some spoilers in here, so you've been warned. I'm so excited to do this video because earlier this year it was announced that it would actually be turning into a movie. And I thought, why not tier rank her husbands? Because the movie actually isn't out yet and no one has been announced as the cast lineup, I had to rely on fan casting websites to give me an idea for each husband. So we're starting off with the first husband. So we have 4 categories: Till Death Do Us Part, Wedding Bells Are Ringing, We Love This Husband, 30-day free trial, kind of just there for the vibes, will it expire, will it not, Miss Girl had a mission and she has 30 days to use it. What's your last name again? Kind of the irrelevant section, like, you know when you get married, traditionally you take the husband's last name. This is like, do we even remember you? Like, who are you? And the last one is divorce, babe. Divorce. From the words of our Queen Adele. Ernie Diaz. Oh, Ernie. So, I was looking, like I said, I was looking at fan casting websites and things like that. And a lot of people chose Christian Navarro. He was in 13 Reasons Why to play Ernie Diaz, which I get it. I can see, you know. So, we are putting Mr. Ernie Diaz in the 30-day free trial. So, I have mixed feelings about this guy. He marries Evelyn as a minor. I think she was 14 or 15, but she looked older. She looks about 18, but he knew how old she was. Like, he knew. So I'm a little bit on the iffy side about him. But you know what? Without him, Evelyn Hugo would have never made it to Hollywood. I mean, she literally used him to get to California, to make a name for herself, and to get away from her abusive dad. So even though he was a little bit on the sketchy side in terms of marrying a child, he wasn't mean, he wasn't creepy, and their divorce, he got tons of money from the studio that Evelyn was working for, so it kind of is a win-win situation. So the second husband we have is Don Adler. So again, at the sites I was looking at, a lot of people were imagining Jacob Elordi to play Don Adler, which I can see. I think because of Euphoria, you know, the Nate, the character he plays, we already can see him acting in that very toxic, disgusting manner. So I can see him playing Don Adler. We are putting Don in Divorce, babe. Divorce. So Don and Evelyn meet. They are both actors and they meet on set. At first, things seem to be going well. He seems like a really decent person, and he seems, okay, keyword, seems to view Evelyn as more than a sexual object. It seems like he actually sees her as a human being. And they get married pretty quickly, honeymoon phase. But after their marriage begins, he starts to become abusive physically and emotionally, and it was just not a good time for our girl Miss Hugo. So I mean, later in the book he does come back and apologizes, but I'm sorry, it's a no from me. He was just a horrible character. I did not like reading about him. No. Divorce. Sign those papers. So the next husband we're ranking is Mick Reaver. This is husband number 3. Now, he's a very sleazy character. I did not like him either. I didn't like half of her husband, but yeah, I did not like Mick Reaver. He also features in a few other of Taylor Jenkins Reid's cinematic universe, canon. And a lot of people were imagining Harry Styles playing Mick Reaver, and I'm a huge fan. So putting him to play this horrible character did conflict me, but I get it because Mick Reaver is supposed to be this not rock star, he's like a singer, he's a musician, really popular, charming, and I can see it. I get it. I can see it. But we are putting McReeva in 30-day free trial. So they meet at his concert, and Evelyn kind of uses him to suppress the lesbian rumors. So even though he was a weirdo and a creep, he kind of did what was needed to. He understood the assignment, and well, he fulfilled the assignment. I don't think he knew that. Obviously, he didn't know that Evelyn was actually manipulating him, but he was just a nasty sleaze. And he goes in the 30-day free trial because they literally got is that the word? Annulment? Like when you get a divorce but you haven't been together for that long, like after a day. So he just objectifies her. He only sees her as a sexual object. And even though, again, he's quite selfish and egotistical, he fulfilled what Evelyn needed to be done. I mean, he got rid of the rumors, right? The fourth husband we have is Rex North, and again, a lot of people were viewing him as Dacre Montgomery, the guy from Stranger Things. He plays Billy, Max's older brother. I put him as, what's your last name again? I mean, he was probably the least relevant husband. No offense. Actually, I don't care. He's a fictional character. All offense to him. He was the least relevant husband out of all of them. Very uneventful and just forgettable. But, you know, he wasn't a bad guy. He doesn't deserve to go in the divorce. So him and Evelyn, again, they met on set as actors, and they basically got married for the sake of publicity, to promote their movies, their brand, and it worked. So, I mean, I don't really remember this guy. I guess that's a good thing in a way, because her husbands aren't that great anyway. The fifth husband we have is Harry Cameron. Okay, people have mixed views about this guy, because on one hand, he's Evelyn's loyal, true friend. He's the only person who actually values her and treats her like a decent human being compared to the rest of the male population in this book. But on the other hand, his actions and his reckless behavior caused the death of somebody else. And I don't know, but I just love his character. He genuinely is such a decent and kind person. Like, he actually cared for Evelyn. He wasn't using her for some sort of ulterior motive. And because of that, I put him till death do us part. And if you read the books, you know how significant that category is. So, I didn't even talk about how they like got married and stuff. So we had her previous husband, Rex North. A lot of drama happened with him at the end. Not in a bad way. He didn't do anything bad, but their marriage had to come to an end. And to quell those rumors and to quell that drama, Evelyn asked Harry Cameron to kind of be a distraction from all of that. If you read later in the book, their arrangement kind of worked because they act as each other's beards. So they have their own same-sex partners while pretending to be a heterosexual couple, and it works. I mean, they even have a kid together. It's a very wholesome friendship, a truly platonic friendship, which I really loved reading about, and I'm forever sad about how his story ended. The next husband we have is Max Gerard, and a lot of people put him as Lucas Bravo from Emily in Paris. That was it, yeah, Emily in Paris. He plays, I forgot the character's name, that sleazy guy who has like 2 girlfriends. Yeah, so Max Gerard is going in the divorce. He wasn't as bad as Don, but he was just so sleazy and nasty. He literally only viewed Evelyn as a sexual object. After they got married, he literally just spoke about how, oh, is that it? Just really sleazy and nasty, and he tried to out Evelyn Hugo. Why would you do it? And like, I think this is set in the 50s, right? So you can imagine how big of a deal that would have been for somebody to be openly gay, lesbian, whatever, and he didn't even care that Evelyn was cheating on him. He just cared about the fact that she was a lesbian. Like, so him and Evelyn, they meet, if I remember correctly, he was like a French director, and Evelyn left. I'm slouching, oh my gosh, my posture, I'm so sorry. Fix your backs. This is your reminder to drink some water and fix your posture. Okay, where was I? I was talking about how they met. Yeah, so Max Gerard was a French director who kind of helped Evelyn get back on her feet after the drama. I think it was with Don? I don't remember. Evelyn was going through some tough times, and she decided to leave America. And that's how they met. He's always been infatuated with her, but he never really saw her as a human being. And yeah, I didn't like him one bit. Especially trying to out Evelyn. That's just nasty. Yucky. That's the word I would describe this character. Yucky. The final husband we have is Robert Jameson. This was a very interesting idea for Taylor Jenkins Reid to do, but I get it. It makes sense in the grand scheme of things. I'm so sorry. I don't remember this actor's name. I know he's popular. He was like tons of... I just don't remember his name. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of white men's names to remember. I have not got the time for that. But this guy, I'm putting him in Till Death Do Us Part. So Robert is actually Celia St. James's brother, and if you read the book you would know that that's Evelyn's true love. But Celia's health is declining and she is on the verge of death. But because of homophobia, Evelyn and Celia of course can't get married, meaning that her assets can't go down to Evelyn. To combat that, Evelyn and Robert agreed to get married, and I think that's just so sweet. Even though it's not a marriage of love and passion, but just genuine respect and care for each other. I think it's so kind that he was willing to sacrifice. I mean, marriage is a huge deal. Well, not for Evelyn, she has like 7, but it's a huge commitment, and the fact that he was willing to marry someone else for the sake of his sister's happiness was just so wholesome and sweet, and top tier sibling energy, I think. Yeah, but out of all of these, despite his at times messy behavior, Harry Cameron was my favorite husband. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this tier ranking video, and I'd love to know how you would kind of rank her husbands. Like, would it be similar to mine, or do you have a different take? Anyway, thank you for watching.